Hello, everybody. Glad you could make it. And as you can see, I have David Starr. He's the brave one to take on the story of Micheal Funk in the hostage situation. That was a tragic loss there in Neenah, Wisconsin. And he has so kindly and cleverly named it the $50 million bullet. So, David, welcome. Glad you're
Thank,
here.
thank you, Linda. I appreciate being here. I've heard a lot of good stuff about your show.
Oh, great. Well, I'm small, but we're effective. How's that?
There you go.
That's what we want to be. You don't have to be so big. You know, a small word can save a lot. It can do a lot of things. So, you know, my channel listening. So I do that, and then I talk about it.
hmm
So, what makes you, first of all, you must have some passion for what happened in there. You heard the story, and what made you like really think, hey, this could be something I could make happen and make a truth be out on film.
Well, actually, how it happened is I was at the Film Forte in Appleton, Wisconsin, which is a brand new film festival hosted by Dan Davies. And I was sitting in the front row as we were getting ready to do the award show, and I happened to get to talking to the former deputy coroner of some county in Wisconsin. I don't remember which.
Mhm.
And she was recounting to me this story of Eagle Nation, the Eagle Nation shooting.
Mhm.
And there were a lot of issues in it, such as the police lining up there before the 911 call came in.
Yeah.
And she told me about the drug raid in 2012, and that the very same cop who planted the drugs was actually the same cop who fired the bullet that took ML
Yeah.
out.
Yep. Yep. A lot of boy, that's not coincidental. That's really not coincidental. That doesn't happen like that. Not too many things line up in a perfect line like that and kind of go stick at the same time, you know? So yeah. And but what's your process of hearing a story? Because that's always been very curious to me. How you can hear the story and then you visualize it, you
Yeah.
visualize, you know, the workings, the mechanics, I mean everything of it when you're producing something like this. So how does that work for you?
Well,
What's your
I,
process?
well, actually, as she was telling it to me, I was playing a movie in my head. I'm very visual
Mm-hmm.
in the aspect of seeing it, and she described it in such wonderfully exacting details
Mm-hmm.
that it was very easy to visualize. But also, the types of films that I do are the films that are targeted to shed light onto evil.
Yeah, go
And
ahead. You explain some of, like, you have Tickled, you have 27 Matches, which is about sex trafficking. Tickled,
mhm.
I'm not quite sure. I think the title kind of speaks for itself. Um, so,
Actually, that's kind of misleading.
yeah,
Tickled. Don't think about the title because it's disparaging. It is
right.
a movie about cyber stalking, and it's a documentary thriller where the boogeyman is everywhere.
Yep. It's like you're tickled not to be there, but you were
hmm
there, right? I kind of get that. But yeah, like you have a very like let bull meets bull, you know, horn on horn kind of approach towards your controversial doesn't seem to scare you
Uh, no,
at all.
it energizes me.
Hmm.
In fact, actually, the more that they push back and resist and tell us that there's no story there, that
Yeah.
just draws our interest even more.
Right. You're a why person. I have to know why this is. Why? That's what I consider myself. I need the answers to that three little letters, you know?
And there you go.
Yeah.
Well, my main thing is in Tickled, the talent. I was the casting director for the competitive endurance tickling competitions. And when the company that hired me was starting to abuse the talent by broadcasting their videos without permission and also even engaging in cyber stalking type activities.
Mm,
That made me mad.
yeah.
So I pushed back at them, and they actually ended up coming after me.
Oh, that's a twist.
Hmm And they tried harassing my family, and even making disparaging references to my deceased brother, etc. Stalking the mother, and several other business contacts. They illegally procured a copy of a cell phone bill,
Oh, wow.
and
So they were
and
doxing you and harassing you through that. Yeah.
right, and they did a, thing called a voice blaster, and they made up some fake news, and they just decided to play it over and over and over and over. There's actually an excerpt of that in the movie Tickled.
Oh, how terrible. I'm going to have, like I said, I haven't gotten to see it yet, but, well, I've kind of been racing around to make sure I get my interview with you. So, but I've done some research on some of the things that, I want to know who I'm talking to. And
Right.
I'm going to, this is what I believe. This is what the way I see it. And I'm going to bring it to your face and we're going to talk about this.
Exactly, and that's
Yeah.
the type of interviewing that I like, and the type of interview I like to happen with me.
Exactly. I mean, I am like, let's get to the answers here. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, I got to know what makes you, you say a picture in your mind as somebody's telling you. I have the same vision. It's like I tell people sometimes, I can't unsee what you're telling me.
There you go.
But you're going for I like your choice for ML. Everybody is Micheal Funk's AKA. All of his
Right,
friends
his
call him
nickname.
ML, so that's
Hmm
what we're going to refer him to because he is, and even though I never met him, he's my friend too. And
hmm
he where was I? Oh, I like your choice of actor for him. He seems like he really is going to, you know, be right in on there. So, how do you go through the process of individualizing? Well, Hoffer is, that. And how about, Flat Off? He's a little, he's going to be different to, I kind of
hmm
visualize him a little differently. So,
Yep, we have basically all a collection of absolutely wonderful actors.
mhm,
First, let me cover Dan Davies.
mhm,
He is so unique in this role. I saw him in his TV show Hood, and I saw him in a short called Anger,
mm,
and I knew that he would be perfect for this role. In fact, actually, he knows the story in depth.
yes.
And there's one thing I can say about the summary of casting him is he's not just playing ML, he is ML.
He's the embodiment of ML. Yeah.
Hmm
I get that. I get that he really digs deep and becomes, and that's hard to find, which is going to make everything else. I mean, I am so tickled over the moon about this. I mean, I'm telling you, I've told Kay and the Eagle Nation that their story needs to be told. And what better way to do it than somebody who is really striving to get true to the people, actors, somebody who's really into it, feeling like it, and wants to present them in a true fashion, whether it
hmm
be the opinionated little, what ML could be, or the super nice guy. He's going to show it all. And speaking of which, you're going to be talking to LA, or the LE, to try to get their side correct. I mean, you're
Well, we have put out a public challenge on another broadcast, which I will duplicate here.
okay.
Hello, Nina Police. We are open to hearing anything that you want to say. We will treat you with dignity and respect and listen with open ears. You are invited to our event. We do prefer that you will come in plain clothes, though, as would be professional.
Yes.
And I will hear what you have to say. And upon reflection of the truth, I will incorporate it into the film. All the films that I work on are all based on true stories.
Hmm.
So I'm
Amen to
not,
that.
yep, I won't hold back at all.
That's what I'm hoping. Yes, I get that feeling from you. I watched you on my like mentor kind of Eric Hosey's channel, and I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
I
Nice affiliate.
really,
Nice
really
affiliate.
dig this guy. I like his straightforwardness. He's like, the truth is easy to produce. A lie
Yeah.
is extremely hard to produce. And I just get the feeling of you're going to take this is something that hits so many people very deeply in Nina and Eagle Nation. I mean, it's a great loss for them. Micheal was wonderful community giver. He was somebody who, was there for kids. He had luncheons and on and on. The things he did for the community was great. And bikers get a bad name, but they really, he was, and in his shop and his friends, embodiments of helping and loyalty, and it's a real loss. I mean, the future children have a loss, because he was a
Oh,
mentor and a very good community leader, and that's sad, and that's going to cause some controversy for you. Either or, you
already.
get the guilty and you get the truthers, and then you get the in between, that just really don't know, and they, like me, are truth seekers and will dig into documents and evidence and check things out and really figure out what's going on, such as yourself.
Mhm.
So how do you handle the controversy? Because I'm sure it's not the first time, but I asked David the same thing, and I think it's kind of a big thing because I've noticed a lot of controversy in this world here, and in just being a supporter of something that not everybody believes in.
Well, actually, we are entirely okay with the controversy, and the bikers in a group have largely been mischaracterized.
Yes.
During my interviews and interactions with several bikers during the participation of this film, I found that largely they are regular guys. But
Yeah.
let me tell you about the fantastic community support that we have received because ML is so loved.
Yes.
Okay, we have a bank building that is being donated to us for the use of a hospital and a police station and offices. They are
Wow.
donating it for our use. And one of my most favorite things is in the film, there is called something called the Rite of Honor,
Oh yeah,
where,
I know about
where
it.
right, for
I'm a
the,
biker, so I understand.
okay, for the viewers, I will share
Yes,
is it is a location that bricks are laid in for their honored dead, pretty much.
it's a big
Okay,
honor to have that.
right, exactly. And I was talking to our guy who is handling all the bikes and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and he's a biker himself, and he's doing this for the love of ML. And I was saying, oh, do you think we can maybe get 25 or 50 bikes or maybe even 100 for this ride that we want to film? And
Yeah.
he came back to me and said, how would you like 1,000?
That's it. That's it. The brotherhood is strong. Yeah, you could get them. I mean, um, the friend I'm going to be bringing with me when I come there, because I'll be seeing you in
Uh-huh.
November.
Oh, thank
I
you.
will be there, and Eric Cozy kind of asked me to go, and I'm jumping on it because I live in Minnesota. There's Wisconsin, so I'm very close to that, And plus, I love the people there. They're just marvelous
Oh,
people.
yeah, they are.
They would give you the shirt off their back at no problem, no problem. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And the community is very, very strong in bikers. They're good people. They do a lot of good things. And Micheal was the embodiment of that. He
Right.
was a very, very loyal, community giving person, yeah, who had an opinion,
Mhm.
according to what I've heard. But we all do. And it's a shame that um, like the Avery case that I support very well. There's a
Right.
lot of that's controversy too, but
Making of a
um,
murder, right? Netflix?
right, exactly.
Yep.
That's
As-
$36 million, and this is a $50 million. It's in Wisconsin, and
mhm.
you go to see the injustice of both sides. There's so many facets, yes, especially with MLs. There's a lot of different twists and turns, and this
Oh yeah.
happened
Oh,
then.
believe me, there are.
Yeah, yeah. So how are you able to work that into a real, like a combine it, like just, ziplock that thing into something to be able to put it out for, an hour or 2 hours, or are you doing it into a series?
Actually, to tell you the truth, we were initially planning a regular theatrical exhibition,
Hmm.
but we have received buzz
Hmm.
that this might end up become the next making of a murder, and
That's what I
it is.
hear.
Yep, it has been told to us to plan on these 4 episodes of 44 minutes apiece.
Yeah. I
But
think you need that to be able to tell the story. I mean, there's because it starts off here and goes there and then comes back here, and it's like it's just twisted. It's really twisted, and I mean, I commend you terribly, or I mean, much, very much for being able to find the right kind of people to play these people because they're not easy people.
oh,
Like,
yeah,
Hoffer.
let me tell you about Hoffer.
Oh,
He,
great,
yeah, he is one of my top discoveries in this film.
good.
He is a former LAPD SWAT commander, which
Oh
Hoffer
my
was a
gosh.
SWAT commander.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. And this guy is badass.
Oh,
He,
wow.
yeah, he is like an embodiment of Dirty Harry.
Well,
And the
LA is not a nice place. So, and to be a SWAT, yeah, I bet you got yourself somebody good. How many years
oh,
in the force?
he was in for 20 years.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, you're
And
getting
he is
experience.
absolutely dynamite. In fact, I can't wait to release the poster that is going to have him in the center,
Oh,
holding up two guns like this.
like, yeah, I'm
Yep,
ready.
yep,
Yep, yep.
exactly. This guy is the embodiment of Hoffer. But
Wow.
in the real world, his name is Eric, and he is a really great guy.
A good cop.
Yep, he's a good
A
cop,
good
and he
cop playing a bad cop. I wonder if that's something he's ever wanted to do. Probably not, but I mean, he's probably going to be very good at it, I would think.
oh, he's going to be dynamite at it.
Yeah, yeah.
And some of the footage that he sent up to us during the audition,
Hmm.
he I joked with him about being a ninja, and he said, "No, I really am a ninja."
Oh, wow. Then
And
he's going to do his own stunts too. You got
yep,
it right there. Yeah.
exactly. He's a multi-degreed black belt.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I think that you're really getting people that are um, just really true to the character and the story. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You're fine. I mean, that's not easy to do. And how did you just do you just get a feeling like I feel this person has just got this? Is it
Ab-
just like that? Or do
ab-
you visualize it in your head before you meet the person? Or I mean, how does that work for you?
no, I feel the casting as it is happening.
Mhm.
I will recognize. Okay, this is the character. Like
Right.
when I was casting Flat Off. Actually, he
Mhm.
is going to be played by a guy from 27 Matches who played a psychotic Russian.
Why it's like that? There you go, a psychotic Russian. There you go. That's kind of yeah, that's good.
Uh,
Oh,
and
that's good.
we also have a actress named Denise Riddle of San Diego, California, who will be playing Terry as Terry ML's wife.
Emil's wife. Yeah,
Right, she is
yeah,
starring. She is a co-producer on the One Wrong Turn, and she is playing the role of Debbie, which is Diana Bedwell's daughter, because it was too emotionally traumatic for Debbie to recreate her own role.
yeah. That's gotta be hard.
But back to a $50 million bullet,
Right,
we are using as many real people as possible. A lot will be recreating their own roles.
like the hostages and Kay and Steve and them guys. Okay, that's
Hmm.
that's gonna be reliving it, but maybe it'll help some of them, because Ryan and them they're kind of touched, I mean, it really hit him
Mm-hmm.
hard, and I can only imagine. I'm so sorry. I could only imagine. And I know this isn't a beat down on the cops movie either. It's just want the truth, the straight out truth. You don't
That
want, I mean, there's nothing you can do about lawsuits or anything like that, but just to get Michael's story out and
Yep,
to help healing, right?
absolutely. And I would like to emphasize that this is not an anti-cop movie. It is
Right.
an anti-bad cop
Bad
movie.
cop. Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's David. I mean, Dan said the same thing. He said this is an anti-bad cop. And that usually is singular. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
is there anything else you'd like to add? Like, let's. I mean, I have my mods are dropping your Facebook page. That's out there. I put the links out, so we'll get that. And that's spelled out 50
Yeah.
FIF, right?
Yeah. The
The 50
50
million
million
dollar bullet, right?
dot
And
com.
then there's the event is November 18th.
Yes. 18th at
Yep,
12 noon
and
at,
at the cycle shop.
at the
Oh,
Eagle
I can't hear
Nation
you.
Cycle at the Eagle Nation Cycle Shop.
Can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear?
Oh,
Hello? Hello? Do you hear me okay? Do you hear
uh,
me? Hello?
I wonder if
I
it's my
hear you.
volume.
Do you hear me?
I can't hear you. Can you unplug them and plug them back in?
Oh, the microphone is in here.
Yeah, go out. I don't know what to say, guys.
Great.
We're now having volume problems here. We
Do
hear
you hear
David?
me?
Okay, we hear David. Then it's me.
Do you hear me okay?
Go ahead.
Testing one.
You can go ahead, David.
The $50 million
They can
bullet
hear
is
you.
the most exciting documentary that you will see all year, or docudrama.
I don't know what I did.
Do you hear me?
I must have this on mute.
Do you hear me?
I can't hear. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I don't know what the heck is the problem here. Let me see. Not muted. David is not muted. He's muted. All right,
Hello?
I'm gonna have to sign off. I can't hear you, David. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I can't hear you. They can hear you, but I can't. So, is can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so why don't you just say your goodbyes and say whatever else you'd like, and then when you're done, just put your hand up.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
they can hear you.
Thank you, Linda, for having me on the show. And we appreciate it. And I look forward to meeting you on November 18th at Eagle Nation Cycles in Neenah, Wisconsin. This is the location of our press conference announcement, along with the casting. And we will be having several exciting announcements there. And that's at 12 noon, November 18 at Eagle Nation Cycle, where the real event took place. And I would like to invite you to tune in to the Facebook group, the $50 million bullet, and also to visit the Facebook page, the $50 million bullet. And you can visit the website at www.the50millionbullet.com, all spelled out. And thank you for having us. And I'd like to say goodbye from Florida, Walt Disney World.
David, thank you so very much for coming. I very much looking forward to meeting you. I'll see you in November. And thank you so much for giving me your time. And this is going to be great. Thank you so much for doing this. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, and thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you for coming.